Hi, Nakia. Can you hear me? Oh, not yet.
Yeah.
Nakia, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can, miss.
Oh, your audio, usually there's a red, red icon next to your name when the audio is on. So I was like, is this on or not? Okay, so graduation. It's tomorrow, right? No? Tomorrow.
It's in Tuesday.
Tuesday next week.
Yeah.
Hmm. Hang on. Tuesday next week. Will it be like all the parents will be invited, right?
Of course, it's the graduation.
But it's Tuesday, so how will
Yeah, so a lot of parents will have to, what
skip
is it, 50?
to leave to have a leave from work?
Yeah.
Yeah. Allah. Okay, so why not on Sunday?
I have no idea. Just my school.
Hi Sabrina, welcome to the class. Nagia doesn't have any
Hi,
idea
Miss.
whatsoever about her graduation. So when I asked, why does your school still have your graduation celebrated? I have no idea. My school, I don't know. Now, why does your school have it on Tuesday instead of Sunday? I have no idea. Okay. So you will have to wear a robe as well.
Yes, I have to.
Mm. Is it rented or do you have to buy it?
Rent. I think it's from the school. So like we'll have to return it later because it's pink. So it's definitely from the school.
Got it. Okay. Because many schools actually ask their learners students to buy it. So I was like, why? Okay. So Sabrina, how about you? Are you feeling well today?
Yeah, Miss. I'm happy today.
Weh, I didn't even ask about happiness, but Sabrina is happy today. What happened?
No, just usual. I'm always happy.
Oh, really? Wait. It's a weird thing when someone is always happy. It means that they're hiding their sadness. Are you?
No, I'm not that kind of person.
Oh, really? This is a real happiness. Real happiness, not okay.
Real happiness.
Because a lot of people do that. In front of other people, they are happy, but behind they're crying like, why is my life so miserable? Okay, just a reminder, since yesterday, I have had difficulties with my screen sharing. So whenever I start sharing screen like this, what do you see?
Black.
Black. It takes a long time for my actual screen to be shared. So I don't know why. It's always lagging. Okay. So we're talking about your flip material first. It doesn't show. Does it show?
It doesn't, Miss.
Okay. Come on, yeah. Show me the screen. How is it now? Does it show?
It's all already showing in my screen.
Okay, got it. But it's not scrolling down, is it? And I'm already scrolling it down. Okay, for your grammar today, what did you learn from the flip material? Sabrina, Nakia, what did you learn from the flip material?
May not have been, could have been.
Mhm. What do we call that anyway?
I don't know.
Check your student book. So, what are those? Oh yeah, Sabrina hasn't got the student book. Astaghfirullah. Okay, so these are what we call past models with uh to show to show degree of certainty. Okay, models, as you know, are not only these. What are other modals but may, must, and could? Other modals except may, must, or could. So
Would have,
would have. So we have would. What else?
might,
Might. What's the present of could?
can,
Can. The present of would.
will.
Will. Those are all models. So may, must, could, can, could. What else? Will, would. When we use modals, what you need to know is the next part of modals should be verb one. Okay, for basic. Sorry, not verb one, for basic. That's why in this part, after may, must, could, we have. Then again, after have, you need to use verb three. Got it. So that's why when you see this, Paula checked out of the old hotel after staying only for one night. Ah, my screen is not showing it. Hang on. I forgot. I was
It's delayed, means.
I hate it so much. The problem is this is the Zoom Premium. If I use my own Zoom, the screen sharing is fine. But my personal Zoom is not premium. It's so we have to end it at 40 minutes. This is Zoom Premium from Leah. Come on, yo, screen sharing. Or you can check your flip material. It's not working for me. Hmm. Ah, okay. Can you see it now? Okay,
Can see it now, miss.
okay. The flip material says, Paula check out of the old hotel. I'm sure that she, what's the answer again?
Must have.
Must have.
See.
Got it. That's why after must have, we use verb three
3.
because it is using have. What does it mean when you use could have, must have, may have? Is it in the present, the past, or the future?
Pass.
The past. Got it. And what's the difference between could have, must have, and may have?
Must have 100%. What is it?
Could have.
Could have 90.
Lower than must have.
Mm.
And then may have.
Below 50%.
Mm. So there you go. There's a degree. There are degrees of certainty for that one. Now, which part of this sentence that says must have? Why did you choose must have?
Because she said, I'm sure.
You make it easy today, Sabrina. Let's go, Nakia. How about this one? You already know the answer is must have two, but there's no, I'm sure. So how can you know that you have to use must have for number two?
I don't know, Miss. I got that wrong twice.
So,
I was gonna ask him.
but eventually you got it right. You got 5 points.
Yeah, but after three times, three times trying.
Okay. So, Sabrina, what do you think? What made it must have?
Because of the old hotel.
Wait. The number two.
Oh,
Oh, astaghfirullah. My screen is not showing number two again. Ah, okay. There. It is now number two.
mm.
So, what made you choose must have for number two?
Because the wine. Because windy.
Windy. Okay. So, it says it was very windy. It was very windy. So, it means that the wind,
The wind.
when it's very windy, we know that the wind
Wind.
caused noises. That's why Greg Greg was sure that it was by the wind. Must have.
Must have.
Remember, the certainty doesn't come from outside, but it comes from yourself sometimes. I'm sure you in this part, Greg was sure. How do you know that he was sure? Because he said it was very windy. So he was sure, very, not only, well, it was windy last night, but this one, it was very windy last night. So he was sure. Okay. I know it's not showing number three on your screen, but I'm scrolling to number three. So sorry. Okay. What's the answer for number three?
Couldn't have.
Could have. Okay. Why is it could have? Hey, wait. Number three is not could have.
Couldn't have.
Couldn't have. Okay. So why is it couldn't have instead of could have?
Because last night her mom
Mm-hmm.
was still in Bandung.
Because last night her mom was still in Bandung. Okay. So it must not be could have. Why not may not have?
Because she was sure her mom in Bandung.
So why not mustn't have?
Mm, I don't know, miss.
If you take a look at is it showing? My Google. Yeah. Okay. So this is the deal. When you say must have and couldn't have, yeah, it's okay. Mm. When you want to contradict, usually we don't use mustn't have. So when you want to contradict, you use couldn't have, even though you are sure about it. For example, um, let's take last session's activity, okay? Denise, my friend, didn't join us on Zoom. What was the problem? Use these level of certainty, these degrees of certainty. So we don't usually say she mustn't have been disappointed. No. Dia pastinya tidak bergabung bukan karena sinyal buruk. Try to say that in English. Just say it, Sabrina. Pastinya bukan karena sinyal buruk. How do you say that in English?
It couldn't have. It, it couldn't it couldn't have been the network because she didn't join.
Mm. It couldn't have been the network
That caused
that caused her not
her
to join us. That caused her not to join us.
not to join us.
There. Or you can start with she. Why not? She couldn't have had
She
that
couldn't have it.
signal. Mm-mm.
She couldn't have.
Verb 3, right? After have.
She couldn't have had but
So if I only say she couldn't have bad signal, it's wrong. Because
Have had.
after have, I need another verb in verb 3. So she couldn't have had bad signals for not joining us
Oh,
the
for
last
not
session.
didn't have had bad signal to not join us.
Nakia, how about you? Try. What do you mean? No? Yes. What have you got in mind?
I don't know. It was because it couldn't have been because of no signal that she didn't join us. Something like
It couldn't have been because of no signal that she didn't join us. There you go.
that.
So when you are sure, but it is in the negative part, so you are contradicting something. We don't usually use mustn't have. Okay, we usually use couldn't have for that part. Why? Not sure why. Ask the English. They create the law, the rules. So, I'm being serious. There's a parody account on Instagram. This person, he is an English teacher. He is English, and his posts was about are about sorry his posts are about all the weird things the English has. So, like, for example, you have this. How do you say loud in English?
See.
See. How do you say a person's name when it's Sean?
Sun.
Son? No.
Seen.
John?
Sean.
Oh, Sean.
Look
Oh,
at that. See? When you add N, it's not seen, but Sean.
Oh, Sean.
So weird. So that's why you ask me. Don't ask me why. I don't know. It's their rule, their way of saying. So, anyway, back to our lesson. Okay. It's still not showing, but I'm now on the student book. Okay. Lesson 3B. Yeah, lesson 3B. Page. Please open your student book, page 33. Yo. Ah, does it show?
Showing, miss.
Okay. So there you go. Modals in the past. Showing function. Uh, you already know the difference. Sabrina already told us. Certainty, 99% is
Must.
must what?
Must have.
Must have. Lower than that,
Could have.
could have. Lower than 50%,
May have.
may have. Got it. Okay. So there you go. Now, I'm going to ask you to read the text aloud, and we're going to cut it here. Okay. Sabrina, because you answered a lot, you get to choose who will read first, you or Nakia.
Me.
Okay. Please read until behind me.
I was still living at my parents' house when the spookiest thing in my life happened. It was a little after 9 p.m. I was just about to come out of the bathroom. I was reaching for the switch to turn off the light. Out of the blue, something inside my head urgently told me to look back into the bathroom, so I turned my head around. And there it was, something huge, transparent, and red in the shape of a man was behind me.
Thank you.
Then the figure disappeared. I was dumbfounded, but I still tried to figure out what it was. It couldn't have been a real person. Then I rushed to the living room. I must have gone completely white because my mom knew right away that something had scared me. I was desperate to find some explanation, so I told her everything. She calmly said that it may have been a shadow caused by the bright light from the newly replaced light bulb. I experienced many other eerie happenings in that house, but my mom always said that the house wasn't haunted. The things probably happened just to remind me to get closer to God.
Got it. You already listened to the last session from the audio, but now you get to see the transcript. Okay. One thing, how do we say this word again?
Spookies.
Spookiest. So you need to say the
Spookiest.
us clearly. Spookiest.
Spookiest.
Got it. Nakia?
Yes.
The spookiest. Got it. Okay. Now, which part is which part from the story that shows certainty, something that is sure about? So,
Must have gone completely white.
there you go. I must have gone completely white. How can we use must have when it doesn't say sure or certain or whatever that is? Why did she use I must have gone instead of could have gone or I may have gone?
Because her mom knew she was scared
Because her mom knew she was scared
and pale.
and almost.
And
What does it mean by right away?
immediately.
Immediately. So it doesn't take a long time for her mom to recognize that she was
Oh.
scared. That's why I must have gone completely white. Okay. So sometimes words like this show the degree of certainty that you can use. Okay. Now let's try and check this one out. You already did this activity 2 in the flip material and it's not scrolling. Okay, now check activity 3, everyone. I hate this. Okay. Activity 3, complete the sentences with suitable modal verb in the past. But you also need to correct the form. For example, number 1, she must have seen a ghost. There are 4 more numbers, so please choose 2 numbers that you will do. Each person 2 numbers. Which ones?
I'm choosing number 1 and
Your
number
number 1
4.
has been done.
Oh, number 3 and 4.
Okay, number 3 and 4. So number 1 has been done. She must have seen a ghost.
Oh, yeah.
Nakia, it means that you will do 3 and 5. So when you're ready, please say the sentence.
10 minutes ago, Jack stared at his bedroom door and went completely white.
Wait.
There,
Number 2 is Sabrina.
No, means I'm choosing number 3 and 4.
3 and 4. So sorry. I heard 2 and 4. Go ahead, Nakia. So sorry. One more time. 10 minutes ago.
10 minutes ago, Jack stared at his bedroom door and went completely white. There must have been something scary on his door.
Mm-hmm. So why did you choose must have been?
I don't know, it feels right to me the most.
Feelings. No. No. Because it says he went completely white. So there must have been something scary when somebody is completely white, right? Okay. So must have been something scary. Number three.
The window opened and shut by itself. The wind must have done it.
Wait, hang on. Don't cut your sentence. The wind must have done it. The wind must have done it.
The wind must have done it.
Got it. Okay. What makes you choose must have?
Because I was so sure.
There is nothing in in this part that talks about the wind besides this part.
The wind may have done it.
The wind may have done it. There you go. I mean, like, there is no such explanation about
Oh, yeah.
there was a very hard wind or there was rain. So there was wind, nothing. So the wind may have done it. Number four, still Sabrina, right?
The object flew across the room. It may have been a poltergeist activity.
Hmm.
What is poltergeist, miss?
That's what you need to know. Please check on Google because I cannot show my screen. Okay. By the way, it's not poltergeist, it's poltergeist.
Poltergeist.
Hmm. Please check what it means, poltergeist.
Oh,
What? Tell me.
a ghost or other supernatural being supposedly responsible for physical disturbance, such as making loud noise and throwing objects about.
Got it. It's the name of the supernatural being. So that's why poltergeist is with capitalized P. Okay.
Or
Just like in Indonesian, we have punti. Okay. So there you go. Uh, the object flew across the room. It doesn't say anything about poltergeist to make you sure it was a poltergeist activity. That's why we use it may have been.
may have been.
Number five, Nakia.
At night, we always heard footsteps from above us, but because all of us were together downstairs, it couldn't have been one of us.
When it's negative, the best choice is to use couldn't have. So it couldn't have been one of us because we were all together downstairs. Very good. So there you go. Um, Sometimes we need to observe other parts of that information to make us choose the correct degree of certainty. Okay. I know it's not scrolling, but please go to activity four. Okay. There are four types of expressions that you need to do in your um, this is actually a monologue speaking. So you are going to do a monologue. However, there will be five phrases, not phrases, five. Does it show?
So,
Yay. Okay. Five expressions that you need to do. The deal is when you tell a story, there should be an introduction. In that introduction, the background needs to be clear, like where you are, when it was, who were you talking about? Was it your parents, your grandma? Who? Okay. And then after that, what do we have in B anyway? If A is introduction,
Escalating tension.
Nice. So escalating tension it is. What does it mean by escalating tension? You start telling about the beginning of what happened. Only the beginning. You don't go straight like, I ran. Why? Like, hang on, before you ran out of the room, tell us first. What did you see? What did you hear? So introduction and escalation of events. Okay. If it can be made like this, a story should be like your fingers. So the introduction and then escalate, it's higher than the introduction. The
Mm.
tension should be higher. And then the third part should be,
Mm. Declining tension.
nope, the highest point,
Climax.
the climax. There you go. It is the most intense part of your story. So the climax. D- Please don't go like this. I heard some noises in the background. This is escalating tension. And then I turn. So what? Give us the climax. What? People will be waiting like, what happened? What happened? So you make the climax. I turned and I saw. So there you go. Okay. This is the climax. And then after that, it goes down.
Mm.
What's part D?
Declining tension.
Declining tension. Got it. So I ran out of the room and I saw my mom. My mom asked me, see, when my mom asked me, this is declining. He or she must have not been so scared, couldn't have been scared anymore because her mom or his mom was there with her. Decline. The last part,
Conclusion.
conclusion. There you go. Okay. I experienced many other eerie happenings. I know you too. You already mentioned last session you have never experienced any supernatural.
Mm.
However, unfortunately, we still have to tell a story about a supernatural activity. Mm. So not only you will be challenged to make a fiction, but you will also be challenged to say or to read out your story in a compelling way to make the listener go like, what?
Oh my God.
So it can't be something like, I was still living at my parents' house when the spookiest thing happened in my life. It was a little after 9 p.m. That's it. You need,
Okay.
you need to have, because this is speaking, there must be intonation that we're going to
Mm.
practice. I was still living at my parents' house when the spookiest thing in my life happened. It was a little after 9 p.m. I was just about to come out of the bedroom. I was reaching for a switch to turn off the light. Out of the blue, something inside my head urgently told me to look back into the bathroom. So I turned my head around, and there it was. Something huge, transparent, and red in the shape of a man was behind me. Then the figure disappeared. I was dumbfounded, but I still tried to figure out what it was. It couldn't have been a real person. Then I rushed to the living room. I must have gone completely the tension. Okay, so when it's climax, your intonation should also follow the climax. Remember, this is not about real events. You may not have believed on supernatural, but we are practicing how to do intonation using climax, escalating tension, declining tension. Okay. So the deal is, do you want to create the story together or do you want to do it alone?
Actually, Miss, I just remembered I have a story, but it's actually my friend's. But I was there with her, so it was her experience, and then she told me later. Is that okay?
Yeah, okay, sure. So it means that Sabrina will also have to make
Mm-mm.
own story. Okay. So I'll give you say 20 minutes to figure out what you want to say in your story. And then 20 minutes is too long. 15 minutes.
Okay.
Because this is the deal. You may have to tell your story twice. The first one was the practice, and then we will try to dissect your storytelling, like what needs to be done to improve your storytelling, and so on and so on. And then you will do it again with some improvements. Okay. So we need more time for the storytelling part. What sound is that, by the way? Your
Oh, my phone is.
oh, I thought your battery is going low, so
So I'm making a fake story right now.
oh, yeah. If you can ask ChatGPT, give me a scary story to tell. Make it short, like about 150 words or something. You say, use ChatGPT if you want to, because that's not the point of what we are doing. The point is how to tell the story later. Or you can use the story in activity 5, page 35. My screen is not showing it, but I'm there. You just have to arrange the story first. Ooh, this is scary. My mom said it's years ago a girl was killed by a speeding train on the railroad tracks. Her legs were separated from her body. See, ChatGPT just gave me a short, scary story. Please create a short, scary horror story. The length should be about 150 words. It should have introduction, escalating tension, climax, declining tension, and conclusion. Ta-da!
It's so scary, miss.
You are haunted by your own reflection. It whispered her name, lips moving in silence, eyes black as ink. No, lips moving in silence. Hang on, I need to fix my hijab. Speaking of hijab, how do you make your hair stay inside your hijab, by the way? Whenever I eat, my hair will be all over the place.
I don't know, miss.
Any tips?
It just
It just stays.
uh
Nakia, yours too? Your hair just stays?
Depends on the hijab I'm wearing. If
Mm-hmm.
it's like instant like this one, it stays. Wearing I tie my hair and it stays. But if I'm wearing like segi empat or pashmina, I have to wear chiput then.
Hmm. It never stays for me. As you can
I
see,
don't like wearing chipot.
yeah, I'm actually wearing an instant hijab, but it's still my hair still like ugh, especially when I eat. Like when I finish eating, I was like a person going out of the gym, like my hair. Ah, okay, 5 more minutes. I know what happened. This is actually not Mara's reflection that she saw. It was her grandmother's. No, 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 no. Imagine it was like a Harry Potter picture. Pictures in Harry Potter move on their own, right? So this was her grandma. It wasn't a mirror. It was actually a frame, and it was her grandmother. But when she first saw it, her grandmother was not in that frame. Just like in Harry Potter films, they can move around. Hmm. She was still smiling back. Yeah. Please put um must have, could have, or couldn't have, or may have. At least two. Yeah, Miss That. You didn't tell me from the beginning. I already I'm so sorry. But that was what we are learning. What that is what we are learning today. So 1 more minute. Ugh, Nakia, it couldn't have been. She couldn't have hated me, right? Hmm. Wait, Sabrina, have I asked you about where you live?
I live in Medan, miss.
But what street are you on?
No,
No, I haven't asked. So where do you live exactly?
I was so near to my university, UMSU.
Wait. I was. So now you're not near?
S- It's very close to get to the university, miss.
You still is.
Mm,
You still are, sorry. So because you said was, so I thought it was in the past.
no,
Oh,
about 3 minutes.
walking. No.
No, by motorcycle.
Yeah. If it's so close, why do you have to use a motorcycle?
So hot in Medan, miss.
And you think Surabaya is not hot? Nakia, are you there? You? Not yet.
Hold on, miss. I had to change my device.
Oh,
My
okay.
laptop suddenly died.
Oh,
It must have been because you forgot to charge your laptop.
No, I was charging the whole time. It just died. Yeah, it's old anyways.
It may
No,
have.
don't say it like
No,
that.
seriously. 2 weeks ago, I experienced the same thing, and I went to the service center. Do you know what it told me? Iya,
But
baterainya rusak, harus ganti baterai. How much is the battery? 1.1 plus the service. So,
oh my God.
hmm. So there you go. I had to change my laptop's battery. Okay, there, got it. Who's ready then to tell the story first?
Wait, miss.
Hmm. I really want to hear Nakia's telling the story because usually this is not a bad thing. It means that you are a very calm person. However, you don't usually show intonation in your except for a happy intonation. So, but you don't show like angry or sad or whatever. So, Should we start with you, Nakia?
Not yet, miss.
Sabrina? Yo, come on. The main point is not to create the story. The main point is to tell the story. We are in the speaking section today.
I'm confused with how to where to add the may have, could have.
Do you have your story type or
I have the story. I
can you,
asked
okay,
GPT to make me.
can you share that, please? You can just edit on Sabrina. Ask Chat GPT. Show me your screen. Go, go, go. Show me your screen. I'll tell you how to do this. Remember, AI is there to help us, but
So I just have to tell him to add
him who? AI, don't
GPT.
don't give a gender to the AI.
Add. What is it called, miss?
What do you mean? What is it called?
May have, could have.
What that? Please add may have, could
Oh,
have, or might have in the story. Please use may have, choose to. So please use might have and could have in the story. That's it. And chat will give you the revision. How is it? Did it give you the might have, could have? No? Okay.
mm,
Okay, let's try. Go ahead, Sabrina.
wait, miss. Is it have to be so dramatic, miss?
Oh yes, that's the point of this activity. You are you are asked to tell a compelling story, a horror story that makes people go feel spooky.
So cringe, miss.
Try. Let's go.
Wait, miss. Let me practice.
Yeah. No, practice it now. Practice it now. Remember, you each of you at least will do two performances. The first one will be not criticized, will be commented so you can improve. Okay, so go ahead.
Jake was home alone on a stormy night, scurrying through his phone, and suddenly an unknown number called him. Feeling curious, he picked it up. A shaky voice whispered, "Help me." And then the call ended. A few seconds later, the phone rang again. This time, the voice was clear. "I'm stuck inside your house." Jake's heart started pounding. He checked every room, and no one was there. Empty. The light may have flickered because of the storm, but then they went out completely. In the dark, Jake heard slow footsteps coming closer. His phone buzzed with a message, "Look behind you." Terrified, he turned around and saw a pale figure with empty eyes staring right at him. Jake screamed and ran to the front door, fumbling to unlock it. The lights could have come back on just in time, because the figure disappeared the moment the room lit up. Outside, neighbors were coming over, worried by the noise. The next day, Jake found out the old owner of the house may have vanished without a trace. The calls never came again, but Jake never picked up calls from unknown numbers after that. Some voice he thought could have been warning, best ignored.
Mm, there you go. Okay. So, Sabrina, some comments about your storytelling. The first one, try to pronounce these words more clearly. Curious.
Curious.
Got it. So instead of curious, curious, Indonesian would say curious, but it's always better to highlight the Q part. Curious.
Curious.
Especially when you're telling a scary story. You go, he was curious. So Q. Okay, stress on that part. Curious. And then the next word, this is what I often hear from learners from Medan. They tend to cut the K sound. I just told this to my other learner from Medan, Katarina, yesterday. She pronounced, hang on, what did she pronounce? Take. She pronounced take into take. The same. You pronounce stuck, but not k sound. So stuck. There's a the K is not there, not really there. Kurang ditekan kanya. Try again. Stuck.
Stuck.
There. You need to press
K-
the K. K. The K needs to be clear. Stuck.
Stuck.
Um, and then the next one is terrified. Terrified.
Terrified.
This time, try to stress on the rough part. Terrified. Terror.
Terrified.
Please read the sentence with terrified.
Terrified, he turned around and saw a pale figure with empty eyes staring right at him.
You're not stressing the terrified part. Terrified. Stress.
Terrified, he turned around and saw a pale figure with empty eyes staring right at him.
Hmm. And then you can also combine some words. For example, terrified, he turned around. Turned around. Okay.
Turn around.
Find words that ends with a consonant and the next word starts with a vowel. For example, turned around is ed, right? And then a. The next word is a, starts with a. Right. That's why we
Mm.
can combine the sound. Turned around.
Turn around.
Okay. With the d sound. Turned around.
Turn around.
Not turn around.
Turn around.
When you say turn around, it's without ed. Turn around. Now this one must be with ed sound. Turned around. Turned.
Turn around.
Turned.
Turn around.
Got it. Now say it quickly. Turned around.
Turn around.
There you go. Try to create different tempo. You told the story with the same tempo throughout. So like Jake was na 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 na. Maybe like in some parts you can slow down. When he turned around, stop, make a pause. Remember, this is a storytelling. Why is it important for you to learn storytelling? Because when you do a presentation, it will help you. Usually, when people don't never practice storytelling, when they do a presentation, the listener will be like, yeah, because they don't play with the tempo, they don't play with intonation, they don't play with expressions, and that's what we are learning today. Okay, so practice again,
Okay,
play with
miss.
the tempo, and then stress some words. Okay, there you go. Nakia, are you ready now? Don't
Okay.
don't smile. Don't smile. This is not a happy.
How could I not smile?
This is not Kia's problem. She's too happy. Okay, go ahead.
A year ago, my school was having a study tour. The first night, my classmates were visiting Malioboro at around 8 p.m. My roommates and I were exhausted, so we decided to rest earlier than the others. There were three of us, getting ready for bed together. Out of the blue, I decided to take a mirror selfie of us in the bathroom. As I opened my camera and looked at the screen, my face went completely white. I saw a fourth reflection on my camera screen. It couldn't have been a shadow because it was way behind all of us. I was dumbfounded and shut my camera right away. Both of my friends didn't notice, so I went to sleep immediately. I told everyone about it the next morning when we already left the hotel. Turns out, a lot of us had an eerie experience in our rooms, so the hotel may have been haunted. Although it still haunts me to this day, I figured it was a learning experience to be more religious and ask God for protection. That's it, Miss.
Wait. Don't end it with a smile. That's it. Okay. Uh there's a part with it couldn't have been a shadow.
It couldn't have been a shadow because
Wait,
it was.
in that part, your tempo was cool. You made it faster. It couldn't have been a shadow. Okay, so that was a different tempo from the rest of the story. That's good. It means that people need to pay more attention to that part. Uh, the out of the blue part.
Where? Oh, out of the blue, I decided to take a mirror selfie of us in the
Uh,
bathroom.
the out of the blue part could be softer. So like out of the blue, I decided to, and then you can pause a little bit to make the effect.
Mm,
So it doesn't have to be out of the blue. I thought about okay, so it's tempo. You also need to play with the tempo, so the tension gets built, inclining tension. Okay. When you say roommates and I, you can always combine that and I, Nakia. My roommates and I decided,
My roommates and I decided to rest earlier than the others.
got it, instead of my roommates and I. So this is oh yeah, for Sabrina too. So I had a training about IELTS speaking test. You are familiar with IELTS, right? Okay, so IELTS is like TOEFL, Nakia. IELTS is like TOEFL, and there's a speaking part in that. And one of the main focus to teach our learners to face IELTS speaking test was to make combined sounds. So usually the examiner will be more prone to give you good scores if you make combined sounds, just like roommates and I, I, roommates and I. Okay, so instead of my roommates and I, my roommates and I, the same with it turns out. You do have it turns out, right? Mm-hmm. So instead of it turns out, try to combine. The same as Sabrina, tempo. Please play with the tempo. So not everything needs to be da- 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 da. Maybe some parts need to be slowed down and some parts need to be fastened. Okay, so um but yep, the expression of smiling is not there. So I was curious whether you would smile during the storytelling, but no, you didn't actually smile. Okay, so that was good. Uh please practice again, Nakia. I'll come back to you after Sabrina. How is it, Sabrina? Are you ready?
You ready for what, Miss?
Well, tell the
Miss, so
story
chaotic in
again.
my house right now.
Oh, tell the story again with improvements.
I can't, Miss.
Well, you can.
I feel so cringe.
It's okay. Remember, this is just practice. We are, imagine yourself as an actor.
I don't think I'm improving.
Wait. Can you please share your screen of the story so we can go through it?
Can I just send it to the chat box, Miss?
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Lah,
Hmm. Oh, yeah, this is for
Miss.
Nakia too. You can start the story slowly, by the way. And then during the climax, it can be a bit. Look, what? Oh, okay.
No, Miss.
Which one is?
No,
Oh,
it's one story. I have to spit to.
oh, into two. Okay. So, you can start the story slowly to indicate that it is the beginning. And then when you want to escalate tension, you can make it faster. Okay. So it can be like this. Jake was home alone on a stormy night, scrolling through his phone. Suddenly, an unknown number called him. Feeling curious, he picked up. A shaky voice whispered, "Help me." And then the call ended. See, I'm fastening my tempo. The call ended. A few seconds later, the phone rang again. This time, the voice was clearer. "I'm stuck inside your house." Jake's heart started pounding. When I say Jake's heart started pounding, my voice is uh, higher. Jake's heart started pounding because pounding, well, you know what pounding is. He checked every room. No one was there. See, you can play it like this. No one was there. The lights may have flickered because of the storm, but then they they went out completely. In the dark, Jake heard slow footsteps coming closer. His phone buzzed with a message. "Look behind you." Terrified, he turned around and saw a pale figure with empty eyes staring right at him. Jack screamed and ran to the front of the house, to the front door, fumbling to unlock it. The lights could have come back on just in time because the figure disappeared the moment the room lit up. Outside, neighbors, this is declining tension, so you can go slower again. Outside, neighbors were coming. Uh, hang on, where are we? Oh, yeah, okay. Outside, neighbors were coming over, worried by the noise. The next day, Jake found out the old owner of the house may have vanished without a trace. See, slower and slower because we're going down. The calls never came again, but Jake never picked up calls from unknown numbers after that. Some voices, he thought, could have been warnings best ignored. So play with the tempo. Ready, Sabrina?
Jake was home alone on a stormy night, scrolling through his phone. Suddenly, an unknown number called him. Feeling curious, he picked up. A shaky voice whispered, "Help me." And then the call ended. A few seconds later, the phone rang again. This time, the voice was clearer. "I'm stuck inside your house." Jake's heart started pounding. He checked every room. No one was there. The light may have flickered because of the storm, but then they went out completely. In the dark, Jake heard slow footsteps coming closer. His phone buzzed with a message. "Look behind you." Terrified, he turned around and saw a pale figure with empty eyes staring right at him. Jake screamed and ran to the front door, fumbling to unlock it. The light could have come back on just in time because the figure disappeared the moment the room lit up. Outside, neighbors were coming over, worried by the noise. The next day, Jake found out the old owner of the house may have vanished without a trace. The calls never came again, but Jake never picked up calls from unknown numbers after that. Some voice he thought could have been warning, best ignore.
So from the beginning until the declining tension. No, from the beginning until the declining tension, the tempo was great. But then the conclusion part was a bit fast. So the calls never came again, but Jack never picked up calls from unknown it could have been slower.
Slower.
It could have been okay. It could have been slower. Okay. And Sabrina, you also need to combine more words. For example, the moment the room lit up.
Lit up.
Mhm. Also this part, and saw a pale figure. So instead of saw a pale figure, you can just combine saw a pale figure.
So pale.
Saw.
So pale.
There you go. And then he checked every room.
You check every room.
What else can we combine? For example, with a message,
With
with a message.
a message.
There you go. See, if you keep practicing, you can actually make even a cringe story feel terrifying. It's not about it's about making it believable, you know? That's what actors do anyway.
Mm.
Sometimes the stories are not believable, but when they play, they go, yeah, you go like, ah. Padahal nggak ada di kehidupan nyata yang kayak gitu. So, Nakia, are you ready? Tring.
Okay, but I don't know, this is still practice. It's not practice.
Okay, let's try.
A year ago, my school was having a study tour. On the first night, my classmates were visiting Malioboro at around 8 p.m. My roommates and I were exhausted, so we decided to rest earlier than the others. There were three of us getting ready for bed together. Out of the blue, I wanted to take a mirror selfie of us in the bathroom. As I opened my camera and looked at the screen, my face went completely white. I saw a fourth reflection on my camera screen. It couldn't have been a shadow because it was way behind all of us. I was dumbfounded and shut my camera right away. Both of my friends didn't notice, so I went to sleep immediately. I told everyone about it the next morning when we already left the hotel. It turns out a lot of us had an eerie experience in our rooms, so the hotel may have been haunted. Although This phenomenon still haunts me to this day. I figured it was a learning experience to be more religious and to frequently ask God for protection.
Mm, there you go. So this time it is better than the first one, although there are some words that you didn't combine, Nakia. If I'm not mistaken, for do you have it written or typed?
I have it written, Miss.
Or written, okay. So if I'm not mistaken, the first part when you see this the mirror, can you please read the part?
I see the mirror.
Uh-huh.
I saw the camera screen.
No, no, no. The reflection. Please
Oh,
read that reflection part.
I saw a fourth reflection on my camera screen.
Continue, please. I saw.
I saw a fourth reflection on my camera screen. It couldn't have been a shadow because it was way behind all of us.
Ah,
I
there
was
you go. So it was way behind all of us. No, not that part. But this is difficult because I cannot see the text switch part. Okay, but there are some words that you can still combine more. Also, uh, the intonation might have been varied too. So not only the speed you have varied, but the intonation not yet. So your intonation uh still seem like you're not scared enough in the scary part and not relief enough in the relief part. So when ah there was a fourth reflection, but it couldn't have been. So it needs to feel like you are also questioning your eyes. Like it couldn't have been if you just it couldn't have been. Can you please tell me what it couldn't have been part?
It couldn't have been a shadow because it was way behind all of us.
Hmm. Shadow because it was way behind all of us. Okay. This is what you can do. Instead of saying it couldn't have been a shadow because it was behind all of us, you can make the intonation, you can play with the intonation. It couldn't have been a shadow because it was way behind all of us. So people can see like way, even the way you say way can tell a difference. If you just say it was way behind all of us, people will go, oh yeah, agak jauh. But when you say it was way behind all of us means, well, people get the idea that nggak deket sama mereka, itu jauh bayangannya, kenapa bisa ada di situ. Yeah, so people will go like the tension is there. Okay.
Okay.
So this is a good practice for Nakia. I really like this practice for her because, like I said, Nakia, you tend to have a very calm way of speaking. It's good. It means that you are a calm person. However, sometimes we need drama or intonation in our speaking to make it more varied. Okay. So thank you, you two, for sharing your scary story. But wait, you said, Nakia, this was not your own story, but your friend's story.
Yes, I'm telling it in her perspective.
Okay, so POV. This is what POV is about. Okay. Now, do you have any questions, you two?
No, miss.
No? Okay, then if you don't have any questions, I'm going to say good night. I hope you have a scary nightmare. No, 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 just kidding. Have a nice dream. Okay. Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye. Thank you,
Thank you,
miss.
Assalamualaikum.
Miss.